to the part 2 of this tutorial, where we are going to be modeling a low poly car, and at the end of this video we are going to be creating this short animation. So in the part 1 of this video, we actually modeled this car and the wheel that you see over here. So if you haven't checked on that video, do well to check on that video before you proceed with this video. I will leave the link down in the description below. So in this part 2 of this tutorial, we are going to be adding some constraints and parenting the object so that when we move the cube, the wheel will move along with it, and at the same time the wheel will rotate. So let's get started. Okay, so now all we just have to do, we select the cube, hold down your shift button, you select the other cylinder, you select the two wheel, then hold down your shift button and you select the body of the car. Make sure the body of the car is selected last so that it have this yellow outline. Then you go on Ctrl P to parent to object. Now you can see if I move the car, you can see the wheel move along with it. So let's also do the same for the empty. Select this and select this. Then while holding down your shift button, you select the car. Make sure the car is the last that is selected. Then you also go on Ctrl P, then set parent to object. So now if you move the car, everything move along with it. Let's go to our side view with number part 3. G, you can see everything moves along with it. But now, as you can see over here, if I go on GY, the wheel move along with it, but it is not actually rotating. So to fix that problem, we are going to add in a constraint. So before we do that, we select the wheel, that is this first wheel over here. You hold on shift, then select the body of the car, then you go on Ctrl A, then apply the rotation and scale. Okay, now we select the wheel, then we come over here to add constraint properties. Quickly move this. So we come over here to add constraint properties, then add object constraint, then we add in a transformation. Now the target over here, we select this speaker and we select the body of the car, which is the cube, to be the target. Okay, so now we are going to be doing some calculations over here. So I will just bring out this menu, this drop down over here, and make sure it is on item. Okay, so now we want to get the circumference of this cycle. Under the dimension, make sure the wheel is selected. Under the dimension, come over to the while, don't click, just hover your mouse on it, then you click on Ctrl C to copy. Then under the source, which is the cube, the car, under the y-axis, make sure it's at the location. Under the y-axis, we set the maximum to be, just type in pi, then times, then Ctrl V to paste what we copied, then you hit enter. So as you can see, it gave us the circumference of this cycle, which is 5.29. so we want the location every time this car move in the y-axis 5.29. we want to translate it to the destination. We want to translate it to the rotation of our cylinder. So you click on the rotation under destination, and we want the cylinder to rotate 360 degree, which is the wheel. We want it to rotate 360 degree, and also the source to destination mapping, we change the X to Y. Okay, so now let's see how it goes. Select the cube, GY. As you can see, it is actually moving, and as you get to this front, the wheel stop. It is actually rotating when it's going backward. As you can see, it's rotating, but if it gets to this, it stop. Okay, to solve that, you select the wheel, you come over here to extrapolate, make sure it's enabled so that the wheel roll forever. So you go on GY again. As you can see, the wheel is rotating. Now there's another problem instead of the wheel to rotate forward along with the car, the wheel is rotating backward when the car is moving forward, and is rotating forward when the car is moving backward. So to fix that, you select the wheel, come over here to the destination. Under the x-axis, instead of typing 360 degree, we type in minus 360 degree and you hit enter. Okay, so now if we should move the car, GY, move the car, you can see it rotate along with the car. So now we don't want to go through the same process for this over here, so all we just have to do is to duplicate this and bring it down. So let's select this wheel, X to delete. Okay, now we select this, Shift D to duplicate, then you hit Y to construct it to the Y axis and you bring it back somewhere like this. Go to your number part 3 for the side view, GY, just bring it to be at the center, something like this. Okay, now when we move the car, GY, you can see the two wheels rotate along with the car. Okay, GY, you can see the two wheels rotate along with the car. Okay, so now what we are going to be doing over here, we want to add in a name to the plate number, which is this over here. Okay, so all we have to do here is to come over here, you click and bring the cursor to this side, then go on shift A to add in a text. Okay, now as you can see the text over here. So all we just have to do, let's go into the wireframe mode, Z, then wireframe mode, let's rotate this R, X 45 degree, hit enter. Okay, let's rotate it further, R, X 45 degree, so that is 90 degree. Okay, now you can go on GY to bring it out. Now let's go on Z, go back into the solid view. Okay, now you go on GX. Okay, then you scale it down. G, bring it to somewhere like this. Now let's go to number part 3. Okay, then you bring it back, GY, bring it to somewhere like this. GZ, bring it downward. Okay, let's have something like this. Then now we go to 1 on the number part for the front view and just bring it so it will be at the center, something like this. Okay, now you tab into the edit mode. Okay, let's tab back into the object mode. You select the body of the car and you hide it. Just click on H to hide so we can see better. So you select the text, you tab into the edit mode, and just use your backspace to delete and type in whatever you want to type in. I'll just type in Jehwo. Jehwo. Stop. Okay, then I will tap back into the object mode. Okay, so now if we go on SY, you can see we can't scale it in the Y axis. So what we have to do, just select the text, then you come to object over here, then you come over to convert to, then merge from curve metal surface / texture. Okay, so now if we go on SY, you can see we can't actually scale it, but we can do that in the edit mode. Okay, so you tap into the edit mode. Okay, while everything is selected, if it's not selected, just click on A and go on let's scroll in and go on E Y to extrude it in the Y axis, just to make it a little bit thicker. Okay, to something like this. Okay, now we can unhide the cube by tapping Alt H. Okay, so now we want it to actually fit the space we provided for the plate number, that is this rectangle you are seeing over there. Just go on 1 for the front view, G X, bring it to be at the center, S to scale X, so we are scaling it in the X axis just a little bit, then I'll scale it GX and bring it to something like this. Okay, I think we should increase the length of the plate number, so I will select the body of the car and tap into edit mode. While this is selected, if it's not selected, you just bring your mouse over to this side and you click on L, it will select all, then go on G X and bring it out so it contains everything. Okay, to something like this. I'll tap back into the edit mode, into the object mode. Okay, so as you can see, we have something. We have a text on our plate number. So I will quickly select that. That will go on Shift D to duplicate, then Y to constrain to the Y axis. Then I bring it to this side. I go on 3 on my number pad. Okay, then GY, bring it to somewhere around here. Okay, so you get something like this. Okay, so now I will select this and I will go on. As you can see, it is actually flipped. So what we're actually going to do, just select it and go on S to scale Y, then -1. You hit enter. Okay, then you go on GY to bring it out. Okay, so now you go on R Z 180, rotate it 180 degree. So I'll go to the back view by pressing control number pad 1, then G X, just bring it to be at the center of this Z axis, which is this blue line. Okay, so you can see now it's, I still need to move it up, GZ, move it to somewhere like this, and we need to take it in a little bit to GY, just take it in a little bit, okay, until we have something like this. Okay, I'll still move it in the x-axis. Okay, so now we actually have the plate number both at the front and also at the back of the car. Okay, so now if you move the car, if I select the car and move the car, you can see the text is not actually moving with the car. So what we can actually do, we select this text over here, you come over to the front, hold down your shift button and select this over here, then make sure you select the car as the last. Okay, so the car should be outlined in yellow, then go on Control P to parent to object. So now if we should move the car, you can see the text move along with it. Okay, so this will bring us to the end of the part 2 of modeling a low poly car in Blender. So in the part 2 of this tutorial, we are going to be adding in some materials, which is different colors to give it a good look. So do well to check on the part 3 of this tutorial. I will leave the link in the description below. So do well to check on the part 3 of this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video if you really found this video helpful. Thanks.